joined. All right. So this is how you do show, the metallic bonding in metals. You need to draw lattice of positive metal ions, and you have to show the sea of nucleus electrons in between. Okay. This is how we show the metallic bond. Okay. I hope it's clear. So group 1, transition metals are metals, and group 3 are metals, right? Malleable means they can be drawn into sheets. Tactile means they can be drawn into wires. I quickly will, just move to the next one. Metals are shiny. Lustrous means they are shiny. Good thermal conductor, good electrical conductors. They are sonorous, means they produce sound, right? अच्छा generalized बच्चों group 1 metals have low melting boiling points, soft and low density. बाकी generally if you talk as you say that most of the metals have high melting and boiling points due to strong electrostatic force of attraction. Okay, and metals are malleable because the layers of metal ions can slide over each other, right, when force is applied. Metals are malleable and ductile because of the same reason. ठीक है? अच्छा मुझे बताओ उसमें कोई प्रॉब्लम तो नहीं है बच्चों? Should I move further, girls?
Yes, miss. Yes.
Hmm. We need to discuss about alloys. What do you think about alloys? What is an alloy, girls? What comes in your mind when I'm talking about alloy? Alloy is a mixture of
Mix.
metals, shabash, with other element. Okay, it's not necessary that alloy is always a mixture of two metals, right? The other metal could be a metal or a non-metal. Other element could be like one should be the metal, and other could be a metal or non-metal, right? Because usually common error done by the student is that the alloy is a mixture of metals. Okay? So an alloy is a mixture of a metal with one or few other elements. Those elements could be a metal or a non-metal, right? But because of that, now what is the dude ask to state two properties of alloys as compared to metals, right? Two physical properties. So the two physical properties are that alloys are much stronger and harder than pure metals. Okay? Stronger is another word, but harder is another word. Okay? I will share this presentation with you so you can just make your notes, right? Ashana, do tell me why alloys are stronger and harder than pure metals. Any one of you? Any idea, bacho? Why you can say that alloys are stronger and harder than pure metals? Okay, let's discuss. देखो हमारे पास like alloy is a mixture of metal with other element ना, तो फिर क्या होता है, different size of elements होंगे, right? And the metal structure. Okay. So what happens? Different size of atoms prevents the layer to slide over each other easily. ठीक है? अच्छा अब कहते हैं ना metals are malleable ductile because layers can slide over each other easily. ठीक है? अब as alloy is a mixture of element with other element, like a mixture of metals with other elements, तो क्या होगा? There will be different size. ठीक है? So this will prevent the layers to slide over each other easily. Right, girls? Are you getting it?
Yes.
Okay. And sometimes they do ask in paper 4 that draw, explain with the reference of diagram that why alloys are much stronger and harder than pure metals, right? So we draw this diagram. Okay, you just see show the larger structures, larger radius, larger circles with the smaller ones, right? And this is the reason. 2 marks. The different size of atoms. 1 marking point. Different size of atoms prevents the layers slide over each other easily. Okay. Okay, examples of alloys are which steel is an alloy of iron and carbon. Usually they do ask, name an alloy which contains iron and carbon. So we need to know their constituent elements, not exactly the percentage, right? So steel is an alloy of iron and carbon, a metal and a non-metal. Stainless steel has the property that it's a corrosion resistant, so therefore it is used in making of surgical instruments and chemical plants like what do you say, that fermenters. So stainless steel is an alloy of iron, carbon, nickel, and chromium. Okay. Brass is a mixture or is an alloy of copper and zinc. ठीक है? Did you get it, बच्चों?
Yes, miss.
That's it about
Yes.
alloys. ठीक है? Okay, alloy क्या है? What is its structure? And there are some examples of alloys. Okay. All right. Now see, you already know about this. I'll just move further. Just let's try to do this question. Which property do all metals have?
कुछ लोग कैसे बताएंगे
कुछ था उसमें?
B.
आप मुझसे क्या पता नहीं
The
गोल्स
B.
क्या है क्या क्या समझ नहीं आया
They conduct electricity. ये देखो सारी बेटे all metals are not soluble in water ना, तो but what is correct for all the metals, it's already written in bold, so it's going to be B. ठीक है? Is it clear, girls? All
Yes,
metals do
miss.
not have high melting point. Exception is group 1. All metals do not react with dilute sulfuric acid. We saw on the reactivity series, right? Now, which diagram represents the structure of an alloy? This is C and then it's D. So, which is an alloy, bachcho?
D.
Hmm. Are you getting rest of you, bachcho? Aliza, Ambreen, Tuba?
Yes.
ठीक है.
Yes.
A is, can you guess the structure of A?
The graphite.
Diamond. Graphite होगा ना? B is graphite, शाबाश. Huh? And C could be a pure metal, right? Good. All right. Element X is shiny and can be hammered, can be formed into a sheet by hammering, like it is going to be malleable and shiny. So which row correctly describes the properties of element X? Like they are basically asking कि भाई metal है ना? So what should be their two properties? But melts below 25 degrees Celsius is as they are going to be solid, so they're going to have higher, than 25 degrees Celsius temperature, right? And as it's a metal, so it should conduct electricity. So it is supposed to be what?
B.
B
Very good. B. ठीक है? It does not melt below 25 degrees Celsius, right? I hope it's clear. ठीक है? अब चलो इसको भी कर लेते हैं जल्दी से. Some properties of four elements are shown in the table. Which element is a metal? So when it comes in the metal, the very first thing you should know, it's going to have good electrical conductivity in any of the state because they have mobile electrons, right? So what is going to be the metal? Take your time.
C. C.
Very good. It is supposed to have a high electrical conductivity in any of the states and high melting point, shabash. Which statements are correct? Metals are often used in the form of alloys. Stainless steel is an alloy of iron. Alloys always contain more than two metals. So which statements are correct from these? Huh? We use metals.
A.
You all agree, बच्चों? We use metals in the form of alloys, है ना? Stainless steel is an alloy of iron, ठीक है? Nickel and chromium. So alloys always contain more than two metals जरूरी नहीं, ठीक है? So it's 1 and 2. A. All right. Is that clear, बच्चों?
Yes.
ठीक है. Now we are going to move. We are done with the metals. So मुझे बताओ कोई questions, anything? Do you want to solve some past papers with me, or I will share the past papers, whatever you want? Give me your feedback, what you want, huh?
You can share them.
Past papers?
You can share them.
Past papers में share कर दो ना? सही है. So should we do the next topic as वही से I will just opening the syllabus again. I think yesterday I said that we should do metals salts की preparation, ठीक है? Making salts from precipitation, चलो सही है. All right. Metal spaces और carbonate सारी preparation है हमारे पास. Titration भी है, ठीक है. All right, बच्चों. So do let me know, have you done the preparation of salts in the lab? ठीक है. अच्छा, I'll just start from the basics, बच्चों. Like salts can be categorized as a soluble salts or insoluble salts. ठीक है. अब soluble salts means they are dissolved in water. ठीक है. And insoluble salt means they are insoluble. They do not dissolve in water. ठीक है बेटा. अच्छा, अब how do you know that which salts are soluble? सबसे पहले we're just going to do insoluble salt की preparation. ठीक है. It is easy. Um, So before we do that, we are going to do some solubility rules. ठीक है? But you need to, for this, you need to retain. Yesterday, remember, I told you that we have to do ionic equation. ठीक है? So for that, if you know the solubility rules, so you can easily do the aqueous solutions, right? And you can write down the substance in aqueous form, right? So the very first thing is that all nitrate containing salts are soluble. आप लोग का वो पैक्ड है बेटा, वो क्या कहते हैं, पाउच. All nitrates are soluble. All right. Then if we just talk about, there are two kind of salts which are the exceptions. वो कर लेते हैं, या पहले हम सारे easy वाले कर लेते हैं. All nitrates are soluble. All group 1 and ammonium salts are soluble. अच्छा, हमारी रिकॉर्डिंग नहीं हो रही, क्या हो रही है? तो फिर ये अटक नहीं रहा. That's good. अच्छा, कम स्टूडेंट्स हैं, मे बी. All group 1 and ammonium salts are soluble. See, it's going smoothly. Then we can say that carbonates are insoluble except group 1 and ammonium. ठीक है, like इसकी exception हो जाएगी. Carbonates are CO3 minus 2 are insoluble except group 1 and ammonium, right? इसके बाद बच्चों we say that what? Insoluble except group 1 and ammonium. Most of chlorides are soluble except, like most of chloride containing salts are soluble. Shamsa बनवाशी ले लो बेटा. Except which are insoluble बच्चों? They are going to be silver, lead. ठीक है. Silver and lead, like silver chloride is insoluble, lead chloride is insoluble. बाकी whichever salts contains chloride ions are going to be soluble. ठीक है. अच्छा, there was going to be mercury as well, but mercury is going to be poisonous and it's removed from the syllabus. So most of the chlorides are soluble except these, and बच्चों most of sulfates are soluble except lead, calcium, and barium. Lead, calcium, and barium. ठीक है, like barium sulfate is insoluble, calcium sulfate is insoluble, and lead sulfate is insoluble. ठीक है, that's it. हमारे पास ये वाले solubility rules के लिए काफी है. ठीक है, do let me know if you want to write it down, then I'll wait, otherwise I'll just move further. Okay, and if you want me to explain, I can explain you again. These are the facts actually. Okay.
I wrote it.
All right. What about rest of you, बेटे? Tuba and Ambreen?
Done.
ठीक है. अच्छा, अब देखो इससे क्या पता चलेगा, राइट? व्हेन यू आर राइटिंग ना आयनिक इक्वेशन एज वेल, तो कोई भी साथ नाइट्रेट आएगा, राइट ऑन aqueous. ठीक है. All ammonium and group 1 salts will be soluble, you write on aqueous. Whenever carbonates are coming, you'll write on solid. ठीक है. And like insoluble except group 1 and ammonium carbonates, right? So chlorides, you will write on aqueous except silver and lead. Sulfates, you will write on aqueous except lead, calcium, and barium. ठीक है, थोड़ी सी वो हैं जो exceptions हैं, so you can retain it inshallah, right? Now let's do the preparation of insoluble salts. That is going to be the easiest method. ठीक है, इसमें the common error done by the students also, I'll tell you, insoluble salts, right? So, बेटे, I'll try to show you the video as well. Suppose बेटे we have to make barium sulfate, ठीक है? अब तो like it's very easy in IGCSE and even in O levels, they just give us the hint that barium sulfate is one of the insoluble salts. So how are you going to prepare? state the method, or sometimes they just write down the one of the solution, okay, and they do ask just state the method, right? So 1 सेकंड को फिर से प्रॉब्लम हो रहा है. Okay, right. Acha, what do I say? That to make insoluble salt, bachcho, you have to mix two soluble salt solution containing one of the salt solution containing the cation part and one of the salt solution containing anion part. Okay, I will write down the marking points. Mix solutions of named salts. Okay, mix solutions. I'll let you know how are you going to decide solutions of named salts. Like just salts होंगे इसका, you are going to make solutions, right? अच्छा, I do say that I just have modified that's going to be the fact as well. जो group जो like first part of the salt है ना, इसका जो cation part है, just take its nitrate, ठीक है? Like it's barium, so इसका barium nitrate ले लो, because all nitrates are soluble, ठीक है? और जो second वाला part है ना, उसका आप group 1 का salt ले लो, ठीक है? जो फर्स्ट वाला पार्ट है उसका नाइट्रेट का सॉल्ट ले लो, एंड फॉर द सेकंड वाला पार्ट यू कैन जस्ट टेक एनी ग्रुप 1 का सॉल्ट, लाइक सल्फेट है ना, तो यू कैन टेक सोडियम सल्फेट, यू कैन टेक पोटेशियम सल्फेट, ठीक है? डू लेट मी नो, डिड यू अंडरस्टैंड टिल हियर, एलिजा, तुबा एंड अम्ब्रीन?
Miss, what's in the second part?
Yes.
ग्रुप 1 सॉल्ट, ठीक है? लाइक whatever sulfate phosphate whatever is there na, just add group 1 metal with it, ठीक है? Like potassium sulfate, sodium sulfate, okay? Because even you can just take ammonium, but we just avoid that. We just usually take group 1 salt because they're going to be readily reactive, ठीक है? Did you understand? Now I'll just give you another example so you can predict, ठीक है? अब suppose बच्चों हमें बनाना है lead chloride, ठीक है? अब lead chloride is also one of the like another insoluble salt. So what should you do? You are going to take first parts nitrate, ठीक है? So I'm going to take lead nitrate solution. Could you deduce the second part? दूसरा solution क्या होना चाहिए, girls? Can you try? Second part's group 1 salt, ठीक है? So can I take sodium chloride? Yes, I can also take potassium chloride, ठीक है? Aliza, Ambreen and Tuba, are you getting it?
Yes.
ठीक है? अच्छा, एक और example देते हैं, then I'll tell you further marking points. Suppose you have to make calcium carbonate, ठीक है? Calcium carbonate is another insoluble salt, ठीक है? तो उसको कैसे बनाओगे बच्चों? Could you deduce? Take your time. First part का क्या ले?
Calcium.
Nitrate.
Nitrate. फर्स्ट वाले पार्ट के साथ नाइट्रेट लगा दो, ठीक है? और सेकेंड वाले पार्ट के साथ व्हाट शुड वी टेक? ग्रुप 1 का
Group
सॉल्ट.
1 element.
So we are going to take sodium carbonate, we are going to take potassium carbonate, ठीक है? Are you getting it?
Yeah.
ठीक है? We will be taking, I'm writing aqueous because we have to take their solutions, okay? Soluble salt solutions, ठीक है? अच्छा, one more thing. अच्छा, whenever you want to have chloride ना, either you can take group 1 का chloride or even you can take HCl, ठीक है? But very rarely they give this कि भाई like sulfate है, like barium sulfate है, तो with barium nitrate you can take sulfuric acid as well, ठीक है? Because acids are also soluble, ठीक है? क्लोराइड का सॉल्ट है तो इधर यू जस्ट टेक ग्रुप 1 का क्लोराइड और यू कैन टेक HCl. ज्यादा बेहतर है कि आप सॉल्युबल सॉल्ट का सॉल्यूशन लिखो, ठीक है? बट MCQs में दे जस्ट गिव अस एसिड्स एज वेल. ये बात समझ आई बेटी?
Can you repeat?
Yeah.
Yes.
I was saying that suppose we have to make barium sulfate, that you must have understood कि भाई first parts you can take nitrate and with the second parts you can take its group 1 salt, ठीक है? I was saying, beta, other than sodium sulfate, you can also take an acid which contains sulfate ion. ठीक है? So other than taking sodium sulfate, I could have also taken sulfuric acid. सही है? Did you get it?
Uh-uh.
अब
Yeah.
जैसे कि sodium chloride we have taken. Other than taking sodium chloride, I can have also taken hydrochloric acid, right? Acha, now what are the marking points? Na? And then I'll tell you that how there is going to be 3 marks ionic equation asked, and there is a trick to write down its ionic equation for the insoluble salt. ठीक है? पहले हम इसके marking points कर लेते हैं, फिर मैं बताती हूँ. So mix solutions of named salts. ठीक है? Like we are going to write mixed solutions of barium nitrate and sodium sulfate in this case. We will get 2 marks. Name solution because we are writing here barium nitrate. मैं इसकी वो लिख लेती हूँ बेटे, क्या कहते हैं formula, barium nitrate and sodium sulfate. ठीक है? It's better that you write down its name. So mix solutions of barium nitrate and sodium sulfate. Then what you will do, but what happens? Let's write down इसकी equation क्या होगा. ठीक है? Should I erase ये वाला part? Or do you want to note down? Should I wait?
You can erase it.
Okay. अच्छा, now see. We have to deduce as soon as you will mix these two solutions. किसको? Like when you're mixing barium nitrate and sodium sulfate, what should we get? ठीक है? So I'm going to mix barium nitrate and sodium sulfate. ठीक है? There is going to be displacement reaction taking place, right? Like this barium will react with this sulfate, sodium will react with this nitrate. ठीक है? I'll just make the arrows to make you understand. ये barium sulfate बन जाएगा और ये sodium nitrate बन जाएगा. ठीक है? So the products are going to be barium sulfate, that is an insoluble salt, and sodium nitrate, that's a soluble salt. Okay? Right, beta, I'll balance it. There are two sodiums right on 2 here. ठीक है? So the equation is balanced now. ठीक है? अच्छा, अब मुझे बताओ बच्चों, when you're mixing aqueous solutions, two aqueous solutions, तो हमारे पास barium sulfate एक insoluble salt बन रहा है और एक sodium nitrate बन रहा है soluble salt. ठीक है? In a beaker, जब हमने इन दोनों को मिक्स किया तो मेरे पास ये insoluble salt आ रहा है जो कि है barium sulfate, and I'm going to get a soluble salt aqueous form में जो कि है मेरे पास sodium nitrate. Now do let me know, can you visualize these things, girls?
Yes.
I will also show you the video inshallah, so you will understand further. ठीक है? What you have to do, you have to take the soluble salt solutions, ठीक है? And then you have to mix two solutions, not in particular quantity, right? You're not doing quantitative analysis. So when you're going to mix two salt solutions, we will get two products. One of the salt is going to be insoluble, ठीक है? Which is going to be seen as the precipitates, ठीक है? और इस process को we say that as precipitation reaction. ठीक है? Like formation of insoluble salt is known as precipitation reaction, in which insoluble salt is being formed. ठीक है? So the preparation of insoluble salt is also known as a precipitation reaction. Okay? अच्छा, अब मुझे I want the answer from you. I want a suggestion from you, बच्चों, कि in the beaker we have an soluble salt and insoluble salt. So how should I separate it? What should I do?
Filter it.
Very good. I have to filter the solution, to remove insoluble solid from a solution, we have to do filtration. Very nice. So, but your second marking points ka hoga कि after mixing, what you have to do, you have to filter the solution. Right, girls? Do let me know, are you getting it? All of you?
Yes.
अच्छा, अब मुझे बताओ कि भाई as soon as you will filter the solution ना, using a filter paper and a filter funnel, so what will be there in the residue and what will be there in the filtrate? Take your time and try. Again I'm asking what will be there as a residue and what will be there in the filtrate. I have separated this one.
Residue will be barium sulfate and filtrate is sodium nitrate.
Do you agree? Ambreen and Aliza?
Yes.
Very good. Aliza, are you getting it, PT?
Yeah.
देखो, when I have filtered this, तो मेरे पास क्या बचेगा? As barium sulfate is an insoluble salt, so it will be left as a residue, shabash. And even that is going to be fruitful for our ATP paper. And what will be there as a filtrate is going to be sodium nitrate. Excellent. So yeah, अब you are going to filter the solution. देखो insoluble salt में आप heating नहीं करते, right? Heating or crystallization is done to make soluble salt. ये common error है बच्चे बेचारे मासूम. Like in insoluble salt also they heat. हमें heat नहीं करनी होती insoluble salt में. Mix two salt solutions, ठीक है. उसके बाद filter the solution. That's going to be third marking point, ठीक है. And like 2 marking points were in the first statement, ठीक है. Now what I'm going to do, like I've got the salt as a residue, ठीक है. Filter the solution to get the residue. हमारे पास as is an insoluble salt, so we are going to have a salt as a residue. That's clear. Now how are you going to purify this residue? Like how I'm going to make sure that it contains no impurities? What should I do? I have to wash the residue. वैसे ये पी लो ताकि बाहर दे दो ताकि wash हो जाए बेटा. Wash the residue with distilled water. Why are we using distilled water, not tap water, girls?
Tap water contains more
Because tap water
impurities.
contains more impurities. Distilled water contains less impurities. Very good. So you have to wash the residue with distilled water. अच्छा अब हमने like it's going to be moist now. So what you have to do? You have to dry. So and dry, and how are you going to dry? Between the filter paper. And dry between the filter paper. Now I'll show you the video. उसके बाद I'll ask you to do, like write down one more salt preparation, and after showing you the video I'll let you know how you're going to write down the equation. ठीक है? Ionic equation. अब मुझे बताओ बच्चों, is there any problem in this? Do I need to repeat anything? ठीक है.
No.
तो Ambreen, any problem बेटी?
No.
अच्छा let's rejoin. ठीक है, rejoin करते हैं वीडियो से और फिर ionic equation, right?